Here's a funny TIFU Reddit story. It's titled TIFU by walking in on my 16-year-old son. So, TIFU by walking in on my 16-year-old son while he was watching some NSFW streams. It was a lazy Saturday afternoon, and I was heading to his room to see if he wanted to grab some lunch. I didn't knock because, well, I've walked in plenty of times before, and usually he's just gaming or watching YouTube. I opened the door and bam! There he is, headphones on, staring at the screen like his life depends on it. And on that screen, well, let's just say it was not Fortnite. He looked up at me, eyes wide, and I could see the exact moment he realized he's been caught. I panicked, he panicked, and for a good 5 seconds, we just stared at each other in complete shock. My brain short-circuited, and I blurted out, "Lunch is ready," as if that would somehow reset the universe. He fumbled with his mouse, trying to close the tabs and mute his computer, but it was too late. I've seen it all. I awkwardly shuffled out of his room, muttering something like, just come down when you're ready. I retreated to the kitchen, trying to act normal, but inside I was cringing so hard. A few minutes later, he came downstairs, eyes glued to the floor, and we ate lunch in near silence. We both pretended like nothing happened, but the tension was thick enough to cut with a knife. I realized I probably scarred us both, and now I have a permanent image burned into my brain. Now I knock every time I go near his room, even if it's just to say hi. It's safe to say our relationship will never be the same, and I'm definitely going to need some new therapy sessions after this. TLDR, I walked in on my son choking the chicken. Oh my goodness, when I saw this story, it made me cringe and made me realize in a few years this might possibly happen to me. So I can totally relate to the OP in regards to this. But let's see what the comment section have to say. Here we go. First commenter says, the best remedy is to just laugh. Unexpected, embarrassing things happens all the time. We'll be too anxious to do anything if we overthink. Let him know it's okay and set boundaries and healthy self-regulation, and maybe a hug to let him relax. And follow-up commenter says, and remind him to lock the door if he needs some privacy. I totally agree. I think as a teenager, you should pretty much lock your doors, but I think as a parent, you don't want a locked door because you want to know what's going on. So I get both the son and the OP because I was once a teenager, and unfortunately my bedroom door did not have a lock, so I was always on the lookout. Another commenter says, as a former teenager, everything will be fine. Just don't mom everything by going to talk to him about what happened or telling it's okay, etc. Lol. I tried to make a joke. I love my mom and moms in general. You're doing a great job, and we former boys are thankful. That is a very appreciative comment. So I'm going to keep that in mind if that ever happens to me. Another commenter says, we've all been caught at least once growing up. All part of it. Lol. A follow-up commenter says, nope, I've had some close calls, but that's it. Guess I got lucky. No, not like that though. Another commenter provides a pretty good advice. I think I would do this if this happened. The commenter says, well, I'll just say regardless of how well it goes, don't ever bring it up in front of others, and don't crack a joke about it in years when it should be fine. Yeah, that's very true. It could be very traumatizing for both your son and the parent. Someone else mentions, could be worse, he could have walked in on you. Happened to me, and 25 years later, I still remember it. Lol. Oh yeah, if my kids walked in on me, I don't know. I think I would be too embarrassed, and yeah, that would be really awkward. So yeah, either way, whether I walk in on my kid or my kid walks in on me, it's still going to be very awkward and very embarrassing. But again, it's a very natural thing. What do you guys think of this story? Have you guys ever been caught or been walked in on? I would love to hear about it in the comment section. And if you like these types of stories, remember to continue to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.